All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about something that really is as old as faith itself. You know those moments when the ground just feels like it's shifting under your feet? When God feels, I don't know, a million miles away? Well, we're going to turn to a really ancient song, a song of struggle actually, Psalm 60, to see if we can find a path through that exact feeling. I mean, seriously, have you ever been there where you're praying, you're really trying to connect, and all you get back is silence? It can feel incredibly lonely, right? But if that's you, you're absolutely not alone. In fact, you're in some pretty interesting company. The company of a king, actually. Yeah, this is King David, the guy the Bible calls a man after God's own heart. And listen to him. He's crying out with this totally raw, just gut-wrenching plea. What's so powerful about this, and what I really want you to get, is that this kind of brutal honesty, this feeling of being rejected, it's right there in the Bible. It's like God is saying, yeah, this is part of it. This struggle is real, and it's okay to feel this way. It just validates everything. So you see, this isn't just a cry of despair. It's actually a kind of roadmap. This psalm is giving us a way to walk through these tough spiritual valleys. So let's dig in. Okay, now this is a really, really important distinction we have to make. What David is writing here, that's his emotional reality. It's what he felt was true in that moment, and that feeling was 100% real. But, and this is a huge but, it's not the ultimate theological truth. You see the difference? The feeling is valid, but the deeper truth is if you're a believer, God abandoning you for good, that's just not on the table. It's not an option. So that begs the question, right? If it's not rejection, then what in the world is it? Well, the psalm gives us this totally radical reframe. It says, hey, maybe this isn't about God pushing you away. Maybe it's about him refining you. Maybe this pain actually has a purpose. And this right here gets to the absolute heart of the entire Christian message. The only person who was ever truly, completely, and utterly forsaken by God was Jesus on the cross. He went through that ultimate separation so that anyone, and I mean anyone, who puts their trust in him would never have to experience it. That is the bedrock promise. That's the anchor that holds firm, even when our feelings are all over the place. You know, this feeling of distance often does something else too. It kind of exposes how weak our own solutions are. I mean, David himself says it right there in the text. Vain is the salvation of man. Basically, all our own strength, our best laid plans, our hustling and striving, at the end of the day, it just comes up empty. It's like this psalm pushes us to this point where we have to surrender, just to make room for this much bigger truth, that real, lasting salvation, that comes from God and God alone. So where does that leave us? If our own strength isn't enough and our emotions are a total roller coaster, where do we find something stable? We need an anchor, right? Something to hold on to when everything feels shaky. Well, for David, and for us, that anchor is the very character of God himself. And here's the one attribute we have to cling to in these moments. God is immutable. I know, it's kind of a fancy $5 word, but all it means is this: he doesn't change. His love for you doesn't go up and down based on how you're feeling today. His purpose for your life doesn't get sidetracked because you have doubts. He is constant. He is steady. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So here's the crucial point. This is the big shift in perspective. Are you ready for it? What feels like God's absence could actually be the very proof of his presence. That shaking you feel, it might just be his way of getting your attention, of saying, hey, look over here. It's him calling us away from all the lesser things we chase and drawing our hearts back to him. It's a jealous love, not in a petty human way, but in a I want all of you because you're mine kind of way. Okay, so if that's what God is up to, what's our part in all this, right? What are we supposed to do? How do we respond when we're stuck in that valley of trembling and doubt? Just look at how David ends this psalm. It's amazing. He starts out with, God, you've rejected us. And he ends with this incredible declaration of confidence. Do you see that shift? It's not, I'm going to be strong and win. It's, with God, we shall do valiantly. His confidence isn't in himself anymore. It has found a completely new source. And that just clarifies our role perfectly. Our job isn't to somehow find the strength to win the battle on our own. It's not on us. Our job is to stand firm, to trust, to hold on. Why? Because Christ, our true King, has already won the ultimate victory. This changes everything. It means we fight from a place of victory, not for it. So here's the whole journey, kind of mapped out for us. It starts with just being honest, that lament, then letting go of our own strength, then grabbing onto God's character as our anchor. And from that stable place, we can actually stand firm and even worship, all while trusting that He's the one fighting for us and securing the victory. And that last step, worship, man, it is so important. Worship isn't just for the good times, the mountaintop experiences. Actually, worshiping when you're in the valley might be one of the most powerful things you can ever do. It forces you to take your eyes off your shaky circumstances and put them back on your unshakable God. It completely reframes the pain, and honestly, it restores your spiritual sight. So at the end of the day, where does all this lead? Well, like pretty much all of Scripture, Psalm 60 is pointing us to one place. It's getting our hearts ready to see the one who really does meet us right in the middle of our struggle, who fights for us, and who can restore our trembling hearts. So look, if you take just one thing away from all of this, let it be this right here. That feeling that God is distant, that is not the end of the story. Think of it more like an invitation. Because so often when God feels the most distant, He's actually doing His deepest work to draw you closer than you have ever been before. And so that really just leaves us with one final question to think about. For you personally, where in your life right now is God inviting you to move from that place of trembling to a place of trust? Where is He asking you to let go of your own striving and just anchor yourself in who He is?